simple pendulum practical, and what we are going to do, whatever the length you are taking it, length of the thread you are taking it, so you have to measure it with the scale, and when you get the length of the scale, this thread, so you have to start moving, and you have to take the reading, 3 readings for each ball. For example, this is a big steel ball, so you are going to take 3 readings on that, and after that you have to take the average of that. For example, I am going to leave this ball like this, and I will start the stopwatch, and when it gets stopped, so when it is 20 oscillations are done, so I will stop the stopwatch. It is like the physics practical we have done in the intermediate as well. So you will get 3 readings on it, on different, you can change the length of the string for the 3 readings. So you will get different time periods for the different lengths for the big steel ball is given as well. So you will get 3 readings on 3 different lengths. And after getting 3 readings, you have to get the theoretical value as well by calculating through the formula. And you have to draw the graph by taking a length of the string and the time period, theoretical and the practical. And you also have to find out the percentage error as well. So this is the big steel ball. And now what I am going to do is, you have 3 balls. One is the wooden ball, you can see, so you can put it, this is the wooden ball, and what is the time period is coming out for this wooden ball for different lengths of the thread, and for this small steel ball, so what is it coming out to. So you can see, so you can use it as well, and you find the values for this as well. So you have to draw and construct the graph over that, and you will see that how much difference is coming out there, and you have to do the conclusion, and you have to write down the what are the difference coming out. In this experiment, this is basically the simple pendulum experiment. What you have to do, you have to you have 3 different types of ball. One is the steel bob, big steel bob, small steel bob, and the third one is the wooden bob. So what you have to do, you have to take different length of the string, and you have to find out the time period theoretically and practically, and finally you have to find out the percentage as well. Then you have to plot the graph between the length and the time period. So how can you do that? Let me give you an example. For example, you have first big steel bob. So I'm going to do this. And then what you have, do you have wooden bob, and the third one is what you have, a small steel bob. So what you have to do, for example, you have taken different lengths of the thread. So that is, for example, first one is the 50, second one you have taken is 65. Whatever the unit you have taken, you should write down. You have taken length in millimeter or meter, so you should write it down here. For example, if I have taken this length is in centimeter, so I have to write it down in centimeter. So it's up here, that's why I did not write any unit over here. So whatever the length of the string you have taken it, so you have to write down the write down its unit as well. So for example, I have fixed at 50, then I have taken 65, then I have taken 75 with 10 differences. You can change it as well 50, 65 and 75. I put it here. Then what I have to do, I have calculated time period theoretically. How can I calculate it? From time period equals to 2 pi under root L over G. So whenever the length is changed, your value will get it different. So time period theoretically is coming out to be different for different lengths. So what you have to do, and keep it in mind one more thing, whatever we are calculating time period theoretically, so there is no involvement of the type of the material of the bob. So it will be same for big steel bob or wooden bob or small steel bob. So it doesn't have any impact over it, but it will have effect on time period practically. So let me do it. 28.37, then I have what, 28.37, then there is 32 point, I have assumed this 32.34. So you have to take practically values and calculate it theoretically. 34.7, So it will remain same for all the three box. Let me copy it here, paste it. No, it's not Control Z. So what I want to do, I will put it like Control Z. It is not taking it properly. So let me copy it one by one. This will be copy paste it. So why is it taking it like this? Copy it, and I am going to is again taking it wrong. So let me copy it, Control C and Control V. So this is 34.7, Control C. This will be Control V, this will be Control V, and this is 32.34, Control C. This is. So I have taken these values and now whatever the value I got it from the practically. So for example, it is coming out to be 28.79 time period. We have to calculate it from the stopwatch. I already tell you in the practically as well, 32.15. Then tab, let me use tab. It will take too much time. 32.15, 35.72, 35.72. Then we have what? Then the next value 28.46. Then another value is 32.56. 56. Third value is what? 36.7. 36.7. Then I have what? 29.67. 29.67. Then 32.56. 32.56, and finally 34.2. And you know it, how can you calculate the percentage error? You have to subtract time period, the highest time period from the lowest time period, divided by the highest time period and multiply by 100. You will get your percentage error. So right now I am going to tell you how can you work it out. So you have to show your calculation of the time period you have calculated theoretically from this formula. So L will be the length of the string, and G, small g, is the gravity, that is 9.81. So let me open my Excel. Now what we have to do over here, we have to insert the graph where we have taken reading from the word, and I am going to construct the graph for the simple pendulum, and I am going to select scatter with smooth lines and markers, and I have to select the data for this. So how can I go with it? Select data option, and then what I have to do, I have to add it here. So series name, simple pendulum graph, and you can say you are constructing length versus time period graph. Time period graph, in bracket I am writing big steel bob. So it's done. Now I'm going to take x values, because there will be two graphs will be plotted for steel bob, and y values will be theoretical one, and you can write theoretical. Theoretical, or you can say analytical. Theoretical one, so it's graph. Now I am going to add what here? I am going to add the same thing, length versus time period, practical, or you can say experimental. And this is again for steel, big steel bob. X values should be the length of the string, and Y values will be time period practical results. It's done. It is coming out to be the nearest values.
You can see this is the graph for the steel bob, axis title, chart title, trend line. No, there is no need of trend line here. We need legends. Okay, done. So you can see over here at axis we are taking length, and you can simply write length is meter or centimeter, whatever. So you should write it down. For example, I am writing it, it is in centimeter. So centimeter is very small now, so I am taking it is meter. You will check it out what is it. So it's up to you whatever the value you are taking it. And length versus time period obviously in seconds. So this is the way. Now you can see over here, this is the graph. Here you can do one more thing as well, that you can take length of the string and period theoretically will remain same. You need only one line. And for the time period practical results for the wooden bob, small steel bob, so you can take different values for this. So you can take 3 4 lines here. So what can I do over here? For example, I'm going to select data. I will add more graphs over here. For the big steel bob, what I have to do, write it down simple pendulum, and you can write down length versus time period. So I am writing length versus time period here. And what I am going to do, it's a practical value, and I am writing here it's a wooden bob. So I will take only one value because the length is same and the time period theoretical is remain same now. So X values will be this, and I am going to take Y values here, this one. Is it so? Yes. So it's done, and you can see I got another value graphs. Okay, done. So what about this? Let me see this again. What I have taken, select data, and let me edit it again. And X values, what I have on X values, what are the values? 50, 65, 70. Here it will be 50, 65, 70. And on Y, what are the Y values? Here, these are the Y values. So it is coming out this. Then I'm going to add another length versus versus time period, length versus time period, and its analytical value, practical result. In bracket I am writing wooden, practical result of a small steel bob. So X values will be from 50 to 75. I have taken 3 readings over there. On Y values, what we have to do, we have to take the practical results over. And you can see the graph is very close to each other. So let me change one thing. I have taken theoretical values and I wrote it here that it's only for the steel bob, but it is not so. So I am going to write it over here that what time period length versus time period theoretical or analytical, you can say. Okay, done. So you can see here, one is the value length versus time period analytical values. This is remains same for all the material type, because there is no addition of material mass or anything in the formula of the time period. So it is coming out to be same. But for the time period practically, so it is coming out different, but it is very close to each other. There is not a big or huge difference between it. So you can see here, as the length is increasing, so time period is also increasing for all the material. So you should write it down, these things in your after reading this graph in your conclusion. So you have to conclude it that it is to be observed that there is no impact of the material slightly change in the time period of if we have to change the material of the bob. So and the time period is increasing for all the three material as the length is increasing. So what is the impact? So length is directly proportional to the time period. So you can write it down in your conclusion. You can write down chart title over here, simple pendulum. So that's it for this. I think you will be understand it. You will get my point. How can you do that? So it's over. Thank you.